What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to my reaction channel. I'm Shay, and today we're going to be taking a look at this video right here. It's a little bit different. It's going to be short, guys. I decided to speak on it because you'll see why I decided to speak on it. I'm going to let it play, and then I'm going to give you my reaction after. Those of you who are new to my channel, hit the like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. Hit that bell so you know every time I drop new content. Again, guys, as I said, this one's going to be different. It says, this video says, a pastor puts a drag queen out of church. Go put on man clothes. Okay? So I'm gonna let it play first, and then I'm gonna give you guys my reaction.
Talking to you, stand on this blue pole. Yeah, you. You sit on in the aisle, please. Can you leave my church and go put on man clothes? And don't come here like that no more.
Thank you, Jesus.
I hold a standard in here. Whatever you do on the outside is your business. I will not let drag queens come in here. And now don't come in here, you're going to dress like a man. Now, whatever you do on the outside, that's your business. But when you come in this house, if you're a man, if you're a woman, you dress like a woman, I'm not going to allow it. My salvation is more important. And God is holding me accountable. Now, whatever you do outside these doors, I don't bash, I don't judge. But when you come in here, you will not be a drag queen. Amen. The Holy Ghost tells me in my spirit that is drag queens sitting here with wigs on. I'm going to ask you to be removed from the sanctuary. But you cannot, I will not play this game. You will not, I don't care if you don't clap and you don't like it, don't come here. You will not be wearing wigs and heels and fooling people up in here. Come on. You can fool people, but see, I got the Holy Ghost for real. I can pick your spirit up in the back of the church. Hallelujah. Now, if you don't know me, don't come here and play with me. Okay, I can pick the spirit up. He was bothering my spirit. I had to see what he had on.
Thank you, Holy Ghost.
Because that's a man, that's not a woman.
Holy prophet.
Now, whatever you do on the outside, between you and God, you can dress drag all day. But you got to respect the rule of the house. Now, they may allow it at other churches. But if I know you a man with a wig on, I'm either going to snatch that wig off or you got to get up out of here. Because as for me and my house, y'all ain't talking. You ain't got to never come back here, but you're not going to wear no heels in here. Anybody that knows my preaching, you know I don't call fags.
Come on.
I don't do no bashing because everybody is struggling with something. But what I'm not going to do is allow you to disrespect the house of God. Now that I can't do. You call me, talk about me, put me on live tonight. Okay, you can spread this all over the world. And tell every drag to come in traffic. Because I stand for holiness. I can't make nobody live right, but I'm going to make you respect this house at 7040 Southwestern, or don't come here. Don't come here throwing no wig and you a man.
Come on.
We're not going to do that down up in here.
Come on.
I knew something was messing with my spirit.
Come on, man.
Now, other churches will go for it because they like to compromise men.
Alright. So, first off, very well put, Pastor. I'm not sure what his name is, but very well said. I will say this, I don't want to put it in a way where I seem like I am taking sides. Let me just be clear. I used to be gay. When I say used to be, is because I'm no longer walking that path. I'm walking the righteous path. I'm walking God's path, and I do not bash anybody. I have no ill will against LGBTQ plus members, because I once used to be one. All right. He makes a point when he says everybody is fighting. Everybody's fighting with something in their lives. And there's a lot of people who have demons. A lot of people who have confusion. A lot of people who went through stuff in life. Who've put them on a road that they should not be on. I'm not saying, again, I'm not bashing LGBTQ because I once used to be one of them. Alright? However, this pastor, I believe he took it a little bit too far, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to help people. Okay? You're supposed to, you address the situation, and that's fine, because you have obligation to God above to stand for him while he stands by you. And you explain why it's not allowed. This is going to make a lot of people mad, on either side, but it is my opinion. He went a little bit too far, because at the end of the day, you address the guy, the person. I'm going to say the guy, because at the end of the day, he's a guy. All right. I'm address. He addressed the person. I'm gonna just leave it as person, and he politely asked him to leave, because of how they dressed. He explained why he wanted them to leave, and he explained it's not gonna happen in God's house, not in this church, not where I preach, not where I preach God's word. If you want to take it to another church that accepts that sort of stuff, go ahead. Now, he's being respectful. I give him that. But at the same time, as a pastor, you should, even if you ask the person to leave, or you ask the person, okay, just wait on the outside, or better yet, you ask the church, let me intermission for a couple minutes, and you ask the person to just politely step on the outside, and you go and you speak to that person, and you tell that person, I'm not allowing you into my church because of how you're dressed. Okay? This is a church, and I have rules that I have to live by for my salvation. Not only for my people's salvation, but for my salvation. I gotta live by these rules. Now, if you come to church because you have a problem and you need help, I will help you. But I cannot help you dressed that way. It is different with a transgender and a drag queen, because a drag queen is a person who puts on a lot of makeup, put on wigs, put on different clothing. They're called, in other words, they're called cross dresses. Okay, they take a lot of time to make them who they want to be. A transgender, on the other hand, they don't have to do that. They are who they are. I'm not agreeing with either one of them, because at the end of the day, it is a church, and you should be respectful of a church. Doesn't matter your doesn't matter your preference, doesn't matter your sexuality. It is a church and you should respect the church. Okay? Now, as I said before, this pastor should have done it. He said what he said, and he was correct to say what he said. He was correct to address the situation, but he went a little bit too far, because then the people in the church started to get all hype. You're hyping people in a church against the LGBTQ plus. This is why there's so much war between the two, and war between homophobics, and there's a way to speak to people, there's a way to deal with stuff, okay? And I remember when I was gay, I went into a church. I'm not gonna say the church's name, but I went into a church. And upon being in the church, I dressed appropriately. Okay, yes, I would dress in pants and shirt, but it was not to the point that people could tell that I was a cross-dresser, or it wasn't to the point where people could tell that I was of who I was. Understand? I dressed appropriately. All right, I had on a well-fitted pants and a well-fitted button-up shirt. No tie, no nothing, just a dress button-up shirt. So that there was no problem with how I dressed. Because there are some people who don't like dresses. There are some people who don't like skirts. And I don't like dresses and I don't like skirts because they're not comfortable. Then you got to keep pulling them down. You understand? You got to keep fixing yourself. I'm not about that. I want to be comfortable. I want to sit and be comfortable while I'm praising God. That be said, I'm still being respectful of God. I am not going to say, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to say, oh, the pastor went, the pastor shouldn't have done that. And no, he has all right to do what he did. Did he take it too far? Yes, he did. Because you should not allow your congregation to edge you on and take it further than it was supposed to go. Address the person, ask them to leave, explain why you asked them to leave, leave it at that, and continue your church. That's it. If you choose to want, because at the end of the day, as a pastor, you have to help this person, okay? If they want to be helped, it's your obligation to help this person, not put them out, and then, have the congregation big you up and you're going on and on and on and on and on because you're edged on by the congregation to make an example out of this person. No. You address it. You ask the person to leave. You explain to the congregation why you asked that person to leave, and you continue with your sermon. Okay? Now, as for the person, why would you come to a church dressed as a drag queen? Why would you do that? Was it out of spite? Did you have malice in your heart and decided, you know what, I'm going to mess with Christians today, and I'm going to dress up like this, and I'm going to go to church, and I'm going to sit down, I'm going to wait to who speaks to me. And then when they express homophobic towards me, I'm going to get them canceled, because apparently that's the new thing these days. Getting people canceled, getting people's churches shut down, getting people's airtime shut off, canceled. This is the new culture. And I believe that this cancel thing should go through the window. Because at the end of the day, a person has the right to their own opinion, and you should not tell a person they don't have a right to their opinion. No, you shouldn't. A person has the right to their opinion. A person has a right to speak their mind. We are not enslaved. The same way how you got the right to speak your mind and say what you want to say about people and they're being homophobic, they have the right to say what they want to say. It's not, you can't have double standards. So this culture thing, this culture canceling thing, it's double standards. Now, I'm a tell you why this pastor has the right to speak on this matter, and why this pastor has the right to speak on this matter, and why his salvation is key to this. Now, in the Bible, 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 27 to 35, it's a warning for Eli's family. Okay, Eli was a pastor and his sons were priests. And his sons were doing wrong to the congregation, to the people, to the people who come and bring their offerings. They were doing wrong to these people. They were taking what was God's portion and making it their own. Now, I'm not gonna speak. I'm gonna just speak the illustration from the word, straight from the word. Okay, so this is New Living Translation, and it says, "One day a man of God came to Eli and gave his message from the Lord. I revealed myself to your ancestors when they were Pharaoh's slaves in Egypt. I chose any ancestor, Aaron, from among all the tribes. I chose your ancestor, Aaron, from among all the tribes of Israel to be priests, to offer sacrifices on my altar, to burn incense, and to wear the priestly vest as he served me. And I assigned the sacrificial offerings to you priests. So why do you scorn my sacrifices and offerings? Why do you give your sons more honor than you give me? For you and they have become fat from the best offerings of my people Israel. Therefore the Lord, the God of Israel, says, I promise that your branch of the tribe of Levi would always be my priests. But I will honor those who honor me, and I will despise those who think lightly of me. The time is coming when I will put an end to your family, so it will no longer serve as my priests. All the members of your family will die before their time. None will reach old age. You will watch with envy as I pour out prosperity on the people of Israel, but no members of your family will ever live out their days. The few not cut off from serving at my altar will survive, but only so their eyes can go blind and their hearts break, and their children will die a violent death. And to prove that what I have said will come true, I will cause your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, to die on the same day. If I pronounce those two words incorrectly, forgive me. I'm just there's a lot of words, a lot of names in the Bible that is not really able to pronounce properly. Okay. Then I will raise up a faithful priest who who will serve me and do what I desire. I will establish his family, and they will be priests to be anointed kings forever. They will be priests to my anointed kings forever. Sorry. Then all of your surviving family will bow before him, begging for money and food. Please, they will say, give us jobs among the priests so we will have enough to eat. So, he has absolute right to call this person out and ask them to leave his church. Because it is his salvation that is on the line. It is his life. It is his family's life. And it is his priesthood that is on the line. And he's not jeopardizing that for no one. Did he go too far, as I said before? He might have. He might have. But he had the right to do it. So if you are going to take his actions and use it against him with this cancel culture thing, you're in the wrong. They didn't tell you to come to church. Whereas you say, oh, they told me to come to church, so I'm going to go to church however I feel like going to church. I'm going to dress whatever I feel like dressing. There are some people who are going to try to justify this and say, oh, in the word it says, come as you are. You're taking it out of context. When you say God says, come as you are, you're taking it out of context. Yes, God did say, come as you are, but God never told you to spend hours dressing like a drag queen, coming to his church, coming to God's church, and be amongst his people. That's not coming as you are. When I hear the term "come as you are," it means broken. It means saddened. It means depressed. It means suicidal. Come as you are. Not come as you are dressed. There's a difference. Come as you are dressed means, okay, you can come however you're dressed. If you're naked, you could come into the church. If you're I'm going to tell you this. The only people I believe should have a pass in coming into the church how they are homeless people that are in rags because they have nothing else. They have no other clothing for them to enter into the church with. So if they want help and they come off the street and they're dressed in rags, of course they can enter God's church. Of course the pastor is not going to put them out because the pastor is going to recognize that they want help. The pastor is going to recognize that these people need him and his congregation to help them out. But you purposely dressing like a drag queen and coming into church, that's disrespectful. That's absolutely disrespectful. And I'm actually proud of the pastor because there are some other pastors that would point you out and the camera would come on you. The camera would zoom on you so people could see who you are. But he didn't do that either. He just, politely asked the person to leave. Explain why he wanted the person to leave. Explain it's not going to be happening in this house, not in God's house, not when I'm pastor. You understand? But as for the congregation edging him on, and he going on and on and on about it, you didn't need to do that. Okay, it was something was not right with your spirit. Somebody's spirit was attacking yours. That's fine. That's understandable. And you say, well, you got to say, but to carry on for 4 minutes about this individual, honestly, it was I don't know if he went too far or if he didn't go far enough, but to me, I believe he went a little bit too far. That's just my opinion. But he is right to do what he did. He is right to do what he did. Okay? So I just said I would react to this video. It's something completely different. I don't normally react to things like this. I react to other stuff, but as a person who is now serving God and walking the right path, because and when I say walking the right path, I don't mean because I was gay and now I'm walking the right path. I say this because I've done a lot of things in my past, not only being gay, but there are other decisions that I made in my past that makes me able to say now I'm trying to walk the right path. I'm trying to walk God's path. I'm trying to see the kingdom of heaven. So there are going to be some times where I will come on here and I will speak speak on God's word. I will come on here and I will address things. I will come on here and I will react to videos like this and other videos as well. Not just the videos I normally react to. I will react to other videos as well, because people really need to know that when it comes to a church, you don't play. You do not play around when it comes to a church. Don't expect to just go to church however you feel like going to church. You have to be respectful of the church. You have to be respectful of the congregation. You have to be respectful of the pastor. And most importantly, you have to be respectful of God. He's not going to punish the pastor. He's not going to punish the congregation. You understand? He's not even going to punish the church. He's going to punish you because you know better. If you did this to get a rise out of people, you only got a rise out of God. I'm telling you. Be mindful. In a word it said in the living word it says, be mindful of the tactics of the enemy. The plots and plans and the tactics of the enemy. Because this is a tactic of the enemy. Because right now we're at war. We're at spiritual war against principalities we're against principalities, the demons, and Satan himself. His plots, his plans, his transgressions. We're at war with all that. And we're at war because we're fighting for your souls. I'm fighting for my soul because I want my soul to go to heaven. And I believe as my people, as my subscribers on here, I'm fighting for your souls as well. I'm fighting for whoever soul I need to fight for. I'm going to fight for it. Anyways, guys, I said that this was going to be short, but my videos don't ever end up being short. But I just said I was going to come on here and I was going to react to this video because I see a lot of people reacting to it, and a lot of people asking if the pastor was right in what he did, if he was wrong in what he did. So I just decided I needed to voice my opinion on, as a person, as a child of God, I had to voice my opinion on it. Again, I don't know if he took it too far. To me, I think he took it too far, but I'm not sure if he took it too far, if he didn't take it far enough. But I stand by my opinion when I say he could have pulled him outside. He could have asked the congregation for a couple minutes as after asking this person to leave the church, then just ask the congregation for a few minutes, walk outside to the person, speak to the person, talk to the person, express why you can't allow them in the church the way how they are, and so forth, so forth. Then you come back to the congregation. You stand before them. You explain to them why you did what you did, and how you're not going to allow it, because at the end of the day, it's your salvation that is on the line. Your salvation and your church's salvation that's on the line. Well, not even your church's salvation, because God's not going to destroy the church. He's just going to take you out and put somebody in. Put somebody else in. Put somebody else in. And then it's you who got to answer to God. And God is not a God to play with. Yes, he's not back in the Old Testament days where he will wipe out your entire family. But he's still not a God to be played with. But he should have did what I said he should have did. And then he should come back and explain why he said what he said. You understand? And if the congregation tried to edge him on and say, hey, I don't stand for that. I'm not trying to bash anybody. And y'all edging me on is not right. I understand you guys might feel how I feel, but don't edge me on, because that's not what I'm about. I'm just trying to explain, don't do it. If you're gay, be gay. But don't come into my church, dress however you feel. Don't come into God's church, dress however you feel to dress, because I'm not going to allow it. Simple. And then enough of that, and continue with your sermon. So, that's my opinion. Guys, if you've come right out to the end of my video, thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. And thank you for sharing my videos. Those of you who are new to my channel, hit the like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. And I ask that you share my video with your friends, with your family, with your grandmother, with your grandfather, whoever you think watches YouTube. I ask that you share my videos with them. And you can also share my videos through WhatsApp. You can share my videos through TikTok. Actually, I'm not too sure about the TikTok one, but I know you can share it through Instagram. Just share my videos, guys. I'm trying to help as much people as I can. Not by my goal is to serve God, plain and simple. My goal on YouTube is to make you guys be aware of what's going on in the world, whether it be supernatural, whether it be paranormal, whether it be God's people, or whatever it may be. I'm an entertainer, okay? But I am an entertainer for the right things, just so you know. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm Shay, and I am out. Have a great day. And I got another video coming right after this one. Stick with me. Peace.